If the Prestons can become a crucible for trying to unwind that, then actually that would be an amazing thing. Because I'm not sure if that's ever happened. You would know better than me, but that's, in my opinion, how you confront tyranny. You resolve yourself to pursuing equality, to pursuing justice, and to defying the dictator. You've got to call it out. You can't just live in fear and say, oh, well, I can't say this because my relative is going to get angry because they're listening to some person on whatever media, spouting all these things that have gotten them angry or fear, afraid. You've got to speak out. You've got to say something. You don't have to be mean, but you've got to be firm. You've got to be assertive, and you can't bow to it. You can't, be bowled over by that force. And so that's in the political side. But on the, in the family side at the same time, at least for me, I have the opportunity to work against it as well. I have an opportunity to, confront the parts of my life that contributed to that. And
well, can you talk about how you got involved more actively with your family? Like, what was the point where you started attending board meetings and having these types of conversation? What was the context for that?
So, Tom Tiller, is my cousin, and he has always taken a great interest in me. And Tom was the director of the Alumni Association here at Tech for a while. Tom was greatly involved in the Preston Foundation, and he, started out with the, Preston reunions, was always asking me to come, and in my family as well. My mother was very interested in getting me involved, and so I started out with the Preston reunions, and then I was at a Preston reunion, and I spoke with one of the directors of the Preston Foundation, who was very passionate about trying to look at ways to provide, to have the Preston Foundation provide for a clearer, more open understanding of history that would help to promote reconciliation and justice. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is something I want to become involved in. It's not just retelling the myths of history. It's looking at history as an active thing. It's something that when we turn history into a search for truth, and when we take the responsibility of history, once we learn the truths of history, of trying to apply that to justice in the present day, then history becomes an act. It's not something that is this dead thing that is, engraved upon a wall. It's something that lives in us and becomes a part of, who we are. And that excited me. That made me want to do more with the Preston Foundation, that notion that, okay, I could participate in history. I could be a part of seeing history more clear. I could be a part of reconciliation. I could be a part of making America a more perfect union if others learn these lessons as well. And I could be a part of healing. I could be a part of, I remember the faces of my fellow soldiers staring back at me in fear. I could be a part of changing that, and that felt not just like something I had to do, but also something that I really, really wanted to do, with a passion.